Owasso is sending some of its students home this week to learn why not all grades will be doing the same.
Students in Collinsville switching to online as well. The number of students and staff they have in quarantine as of this morning.
Sapulpa could become the next city in Green Country to have a mask mandate. Why the mayor supports it.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News This Morning starts right now.
Good morning to you. I'm Tiffany Allen in for Michelle Lynn.
And I'm Ron Terrell. It is 4:30. Plenty of changes in the classroom with more schools going virtual this week and Tulsa Public Schools moving more students back into the classroom.
All this as another city takes up a vote for a mask mandate, and we have seen an explosion of coronavirus cases, unfortunately, across the state over the weekend. Yesterday, our second highest total of new cases. We will get to those stories in just a moment, but first, get those layers ready this morning. It's a little bit chilly. Meteorologist Michael Sager is tracking a cool start with a big, nice warm-up ahead.
Yeah, great day in store for today. You definitely want a jacket or perhaps a coat to start things out this morning, depending on where you live. It allows us to warm up pretty quickly. So yeah, you might want a jacket heading out for that cup of coffee this morning, but we'll break down a quick warm-up into your afternoon plans in just about 10 minutes.
In our coronavirus coverage, an announcement less than 24 hours ago has some Owasso students shifting to virtual learning starting Wednesday for the remainder of the fall semester. Fox 23 Scott Martin is live this morning outside Owasso High School explaining not all grades will be impacted. Scott.
Yeah, Tiffany, that's right. But grades 9 through 12, they will start their virtual outside Owasso High School this morning. Covering news that matters, I'm Scott Martin, Fox 23 News.
Owasso joins Bixby, Broken Arrow, Glenpool, Jinx, Muskogee, Sand Springs, Skiatook, Tahlequah, and Union, who have all introduced some portion of a new distance learning plan. Many of the districts plan to have students come back to the classroom after Thanksgiving break. Others are waiting, though, until after the Christmas break.
Happening today, students in Collinsville will not need their backpacks this morning. The school district sent a letter to parents this weekend saying kids will pivot to distance learning. Fox 23's Amanda Harry is live outside Collinsville High School with when they hope to be back in person.
Ron, they hope to be back in person after Thanksgiving breaks. That would be Monday. 23 News.
So today, even more Tulsa Public School students are heading back to the classroom for in-person learning. We were live as the pre-K and kindergarten students went back to the class last Monday. First through third graders will join them this morning. Some are concerned as other schools are starting the week moving in the opposite direction.
It is kind of concerning that in the Oklahoma City area, we see districts pulling their students back out of the classroom right at the time when we're sending ours back in.
Cases also are spiking. More elementary students are set to move back to in-person learning at the end of this month. TPS students in middle school, junior high, and high school will stay in distance learning the rest of 2020. And we will be talking to Dr. Gist about the decision and about everything happening right now with their kiddos going back later this morning, and we'll let you know what she has to say.
Schools, of course, adjusting to the latest state health department numbers.
Nearly 4,000 new coronavirus cases were reported in Oklahoma Sunday. The State Department of Health says yesterday's 3,923 new cases brings the total now to 154,128 Oklahomans who have had COVID.
12 new deaths bring the death toll to 1,528. There are nearly 28,000 active cases. Still looks like Broken Arrow will not have a mask mandate. BA's Mayor Craig Thurman is holding firm. He posted an update on the city's Facebook page saying there is no plan to vote on a mandate. He is following the governor's lead.
The governor also stated it is important for each citizen to be personally responsible for their actions.
The mayor said there are signs encouraging social distancing at all city parks and athletic facilities, and he encourages everyone to follow CDC guidelines. A group of people living in Broken Arrow plans to gather tomorrow to ask city officials to institute a mandate. It's happening tomorrow night at 6 outside of Broken Arrow City Hall near First and Commercial. Attendees are asked to wear masks and social distance.
Happening today, Sand Springs city leaders will discuss how COVID-19 is impacting their community and the next steps they may take. So far, Sand Springs have left it up to businesses to decide their own mask policies and people's own compliance with the CDC's guidelines. However, this weekend, community Facebook pages were filled with people urging City Council to hear their thoughts on the mask mandate before tonight's meeting.
Everybody has a freedom now, which is great, but I also think that we also have a responsibility to uphold any protection that's advisable.
City Council says there is no agenda item yet to pass a mask ordinance. Tonight's meeting will be at 6 o'clock at the Case Community Building.
Manford Public School Superintendent is changing how winter sports will be held, who can attend, and how athletes will play. A voucher will be required to gain admission to all varsity basketball games and most varsity wrestling matches. Superintendent Kelly Spradlin says each participant and coach will get 3 vouchers apiece. Spradlin says this is an effort to keep people as safe as possible.
As I'm counting seats and seeing those faces, my heart is heavy because I know, given the current situation and limited seating capacity, a lot of those folks are not going to be able to gain admission to a lot of the events this winter at Manford Public Schools. These procedures are not meant to offend, they're not meant to disregard, they are truly meant to keep us as safe as we can be.
Coaches can distribute vouchers to anyone they want, but once they're given away, Spradlin says all of the seating capacity at 50% is taken. He says anyone under 4 years old will not need a voucher.
To save money with fewer people flying, Tulsa's airport is changing who handles their fire protection.
For 50 years, the airport was served by the Tulsa Fire Department, but at a cost. Now the airport will utilize a private company called ProTech. 22 other airports use the company, include Oklahoma City.
TIA officials say the level of protection will not change, but the financial savings are important.
We expect that our safety will be just as high, but it's just due to the pandemic was something that we had to do.
Tulsa Fire will maintain the fire station building on Mingo, that's just south of Spirit Aero Systems. The fire crews will still be on duty for everything else around the airport. A 29-year-old Tulsa man is behind bars this morning. Police say he robbed 2 businesses with a gun. Officers say this man, Quentin Jackson, first hit the Fiesta Mart near 31st and Harvard Saturday night. Investigators say Jackson went into the store with a red and white bandana on, pointing a gun at the cashier. Terrifying. Employees told officers they handed Jackson cash from the drawer, and then eventually he casually walked out and went to Zio's Italian Kitchen near 71st and Mingo.
We were closing down, doing our normal stuff, and one of the managers ran in the office and was like, someone's here with a gun. They have our dishwasher, call 911.
Oh my gosh, Michaela Ortiz says Jackson pointed a gun at the dishwasher, Christopher, as he was bringing out the garbage. While just a few feet away, she and 4 other employees were barricading the office door with the safe inside. Ortiz calls their dishwasher heroic by keeping them safe. How terrifying, and how good that they just all banded together to help each other.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness.
It could have been so much different.
Right now, 4:40, and it is a cool start out there, but these afternoons this week are looking pretty nice.
Yeah, they certainly are. A nice stretch in about 10 minutes.
Right now, 4:41 is the time. Dogs and beer were a winning combo in Tulsa. How you can still adopt one of these pups that needs a new home. A driver had to be cut out of a car after crashing into a tree. Why neighbors say the area has a problem with accidents. Sapulpa is considering joining the list of cities starting a mask mandate, why some still say it's not needed.
New this morning, Sapulpa City Council is voting on a mask mandate today. The mayor has already said he hopes it will pass. Fox 23's Amanda Gilbert is live in Sapulpa, and you spoke with the mayor about why he is on board. Amanda.
I did, Tiffany. Well, the mayor says back in July they voted on a mask mandate and it failed. He says he was supportive of requiring mask conversation. He says he feels like it's more 75% for a mask requirement and 25% against. Fox 23 News.
Tulsa Community College is planning to offer more in-person classes next semester. Right now, the school's offering about 40% of its classes on campus. But this coming spring, they want to increase the on-campus classes by another 10%. With desks spread out, masks, hand sanitizer, and thermal scanners, TCC leaders say they're ready to make the move.
We feel confident that the processes that we have are safe for our students and our faculty, so we're going to just continue what we're doing with just a little bit more.
The extra classes will be a combination of courses that they're not offering on campus right now and an increase of some higher enrollment classes. The new semester starts January 19th.
A driver had to be cut out of his car after an accident in South Tulsa.
It happened in a neighborhood near 71st and Memorial Saturday afternoon. That's where police say the driver hit a tree outside the home. The tree fell on the car, trapping the driver inside until firefighters arrived.
Look at the car. Neighbors said they see a lot of accidents in the area.
We have wrecks here often, and it's a 25-mile-an-hour speed zone, but people rarely pay attention to it.
That woman said she and other neighbors helped control a fire that started after the accident before firefighters got there. The driver was injured, but fortunately not critically.
Wow, the tree was crazy as well. Well, a local company has made supporting veterans part of their culture.
VIP Technology Solutions in Coweta hired its first veteran in 2003, an 80-year-old who flew in the Pacific during World War II.
Incredible. Since then, the company has hired numerous veterans, seeing it as a way to honor them for their service. And that is so cool.
That is awesome. That really is cool. Right now, 4:48 is the time, and we are dealing with cool temperatures to start things off, but we're going to be on kind of one of those roller coasters this week in the mornings and the afternoons.
Yeah, dry weather, you can really get big tip 2 minutes.
The time now is 4:50.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. Help is coming. And that should, I believe, motivate people to just say we're going to double down and do this uniformly.
Light at the end of the tunnel, that sounds good, right? Dr. Fauci says things could finally get back to normal. Just how he is saying that will happen. Happening today is swearing in with a pandemic twist. The smaller than usual ceremony as your newly elected senators take oath after House members tested positive last week. Some extra magic and safety protocols in Broken Arrow. The smaller than usual turnout for Wizard Fest.
A little magical fun was on display in Broken Arrow.
The Broken Arrow Brewing Company hosted Wizard Fest Sunday, complete with a Harry Potter themed trivia, a scavenger hunt, costume contest, and magical vendors.
We spoke with the organizer about how they kept people safe during the event.
Venues have been doing incredible jobs of taking temperatures and make sure they're monitoring all the guests and the entertainment coming in, us as well as our fans coming in, so that everyone is being looked after and cared for.
Organizers say even though the coronavirus impacted their attendance, they still had a great turnout.
A lot of fun. Beer lovers were able to drink their favorite beverage and meet some dogs in need of a home. Helpless Hounds Dog Rescue partnered up with the Tap Room at Marshall Brewing near 6th and Utica Sunday. There's one of the dogs. The rescue brought out 2 hound dogs, Lacey and Hanky, to meet people and share their sweet personalities despite being in tough circumstances.
But he was rescued from a fighting situation, and he's got scars all over his back. He is totally recovered. He's not scared of anyone, even though everything that he's been through. He's just an awesome dog. He's well behaved and super sweet and friendly.
The rescue has 10 adoptable dogs. You can search for the Helpless Hounds Dog Rescue on petfinder.com. Might be a good time to get a new dog, you know?
Right?
I mean, I feel like we're going to be home a bunch this winter.
Lot more.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So it might be, if you've been waiting, or maybe somebody you know has been waiting, maybe it's a good time to check them out.
A little co-worker, if you will, if you're working from home.
That's exactly right, yes.
Right
or
now.
a family member that you want to be around 24/7.
Exactly, exactly. Some conversation.
Yes.
4:56 right now. Some students at Owasso will be distance learning later this week. Why? School officials say it made the most sense to have these students learn from home. Students in Collinsville are distance learning as of today. Why they don't expect it to stay that way.
Live look outside right over downtown Tulsa from our North Tulsa Skyview camera. Clear skies, chilly temperatures to start things off. We'll take you, though, through the rest of your morning drive in about 3 minutes.